with our first fight if you are ready. Fight fans, are you ready? Fantastic. Our first fight will be in the middleweight division, scheduled for 6 rounds. Please welcome the fighters to the ring. Joining us first to the red corner, Tadas Jonkus.
So Tadas Jonkus from Klaipėda in Lithuania, 20 fights, 8 wins and 11 defeats in his career so far, including one to George Groves back in October 2009 in Sunderland. Richie Woodall is with us here on Channel 5. And Richie, a pretty thankless task for him.
Yeah, it is indeed. I mean, he's up against Chris Eubank Jr., who everyone's talking about back in the UK. So, yeah, it is a tough task for this fella. But this guy's experienced. He's been in with some good boxers, been in with some good fighters. But at the end of the day, he's been on the losing side. So he puts in good performances, but he doesn't really win many. And that's what Chris Eubank has got to do tonight. He's put in a good performance and get rid of this fella.
He looks determined enough, Tadas Jonkus. As Richie said, he has mixed it at a decent level. Let's see what he can do tonight.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, joining us in the blue corner, please welcome Chris Eubank Jr.
Time now for the showman, and indeed behind him, the showman. Well, the question being posed at the moment, is there a better 5-fight novice in Great Britain at the moment? Chris Eubank Jr. has done everything that's been asked of him so far. But Richie, this is a first trip abroad. And what extra challenge does that pose?
Well, it is an extra challenge because at the end of the day, he hasn't got the crowd on his side. And the fella behind him, Chris Eubank Sr., he used to thrive on that crowd. So, yeah, this is new surroundings for him. But in boxing, you just got to keep a pair of invisible blinkers on. You've just got to get to the ring. There's your opponent. Forget about everyone and everything and wait for that bell to go. He's looking at the crowd now, similar to what his old fella used to do back in the day. But he looks in good condition and he's done everything well up until now.
I tell you what, he always looks confident, not fazed at all. At least he doesn't look like he is. Will it be another impressive performance from Eubank Jr.?
Ladies and gentlemen, our 3 judges scoring this fight from ringside will be Erik Andreasen, Hans Watson, and Torben Hansen. And our 3rd man in the ring is the referee Søren Zaugman. Introducing to you first the fighter in the red corner, ring red and white. He weighs 74 kilograms. His record, 20 fights, 8 wins, 11 defeats and 1 draw, including 5 KOs. He hails from Klaipėda, Lithuania. Ladies and gentlemen, mine damer og herrer, Tadas Jonkus. Introducing his opponent in the blue corner, wearing black trunks and weighing 73.8 kilograms. In 5 fights, he has 5 wins, 2 of them coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Brighton, United Kingdom. Here is Chris Eubank Jr.
Little word of encouragement there from Ronnie Davis for Chris Eubank Jr.
And I read a quote somewhere from Ronnie Davis that he says this fella's got more potential than Chris Eubank Sr., so that's some statement to make.
Yeah, Chris Eubank Sr., though, made every little bit out of every ounce of ability he had. The son still has a long way to go, of course. He tends to start on the front foot, tends to be positive. Some would say a little bit too open, but it does make it proper box office.
Yeah, and that's the appealing thing about Chris Eubank Jr., is that he is open at times. He's still learning, obviously. And as he's going forward, he's there to be hit also. And if he's got half the chin his old fella had, then he'll be okay.
Well, we certainly saw that against Terry Carruthers in his previous fight. Been matched very, very tough so far. Eubank Jr., Jason Ball, Harry Matthews, Paul Allison was unbeaten coming into his fight against Eubank Jr. No easy way in for him.
Well, it's a positive start from Chris Eubank here. He's nice and quick with that jab, sharp. That's good. I'd like to see it just held a little bit higher. He's still open to that right hand over the top. But he gets away with it because he keeps his distance very well, and he's extremely fast with that lead hand.
They do have an opponent in common. Tadas Jonkus stopped Kirilas Sonko in 2 rounds. Took Eubank on his pro debut 4 rounds to stop Sonko, but he was hugely dominant. Don't think we can read a great deal into that. And in fact, Jonkus hasn't fought since a 3-round stoppage in France by Hakim Zalika, a man he's faced twice. That was towards the end of last year. Good work there from Jonkus. Not just here to soak up punishment, but everything he throws, Eubank, of course, can throw back.
Eubank seems to have a lot of power in that jab also. Just blocked a couple of shots there, but very quick with that lead hand, Eubank. I think he started better than his opponent here. Jonkus is still trying to cope with that speed. That's a little bit better. I'd like to see Eubank maybe the odd sidestep and just moving at a different angle maybe. But it is a positive start from the fella from England.
It's interesting though, because we spoke about it before. As he comes in, you always feel that he's there to be hit as well. Even against an opponent who's essentially defensive, but good jab there from Eubank. Some of those punches bouncing off the gloves, but the intent is good.
Yeah, what Jonkus has got to start doing as well, Davey's got to move his head. He keeps getting caught with that fast jab from Eubank. That's mainly because there's no head movement at all. And this has been a good opening round for Eubank, very positive.
Quick on his feet and nice and slick so far from Chris Eubank Jr. Nothing flashy, but certainly takes the opener. Well, Ronnie Davis with some words here for Chris Eubank Jr. Let's try and eavesdrop in the corner.
Not on your lead, just play with them. Do what you've got to do. Don't forget, just keep working that jab. What you've got to do, work the jab, the rest is going to follow. All right? Boxing under control, mate. You've got nothing to beat here. Take your time. Don't be rushing to nothing. Your time, all right?
Fairly clear message then to Chris Eubank Jr. Richie. He's not in your league. Play with him and take your time.
Yeah, and he also said there, Ronnie Davis, very sensibly, just keep working behind your jab and be patient, and that's what Eubank's got to do here. This fella clearly isn't in his league, but just take your time, get that jab going. That sets up the bigger shots, and be patient, like Ronnie Davis said. Very wise.
Good left uppercut there from Eubank Jr. Confidence certainly not a problem. He said on Twitter recently that he schooled James DeGale in training. Chris Eubank Jr. makes that October the 13th date here on Channel 5 all the more interesting. Eubank Jr. and DeGale on the same bill. Delighted to have James DeGale as part of our Channel 5 boxing story.
Yeah, interesting comments there on Twitter. I think DeGale replied, didn't he, saying that he schooled the kid or something like that, played with him. But it's good that Eubank is actually sparring the likes of DeGale. That's the point I'm trying to make. And also he has sparred George Groves in the past as well, so those are good sparring partners indeed, and they're going to make him a better boxer.
Eubank Jr. looking to mix it up a bit, was going to the body and then throwing those hooks. He does throw a high volume of punches. There are some critics who say he can slap a little bit to the body, but he's certainly not slapping here. It's good work from Eubank Jr.
Yeah, good footwork to the body as well from Eubank. And so what he's doing now is he's growing in confidence, really switching the attacks body to head. And Jonkus really hasn't got an answer for it. He's covering up, but there's nothing coming back. So, you know, Eubank is getting confident by the second here, and the power now is starting to tell.
You do sense that Jonkus already is a little bit distressed. He's tough and he'll come forward, but he took a few shots there, did Jonkus.
He just replied actually with the right hand there, so Eubank's got to watch what he's doing. That left hand's very quick, but he's got to get it up higher on the return, because Jonkus just did come back with that right hand just to show him that he's still in this contest.
Only stopped 4 times in his 20-fight pro career, Tadas Jonkus. 26 years of age, Chris Eubank Jr. Well, he turned 23 4 days ago. And what a future lies in front of him. Went with a big right hand there, and it wobbled Jonkus a little, but well, he's still under pressure, still moving backwards, and Eubank Jr. senses that he might be able to finish this soon. Throws to the body again, right uppercut.
Oh, he really is going to town now, and what he's got to start to do now, Dave, is also work that body a little bit more. These were terrific head punches, but now just switch the attack downstairs, soften this fella up down there. Good round.
Really good round from Chris Eubank Jr. The power certainly, but the speed as well from him is so impressive. And Jonkus was punching at fresh air there a couple of times.
We'll go soon, can't be taken in.
Let's hear Ronnie Davis again if we can.
Looking good, son. You start sending in body shots and everything's going sweet now.
Yeah, some good work here. Different angles, left up to the body. Good right hand coming up here. That was the super shot. Best punch of the round. Jonkus did well to actually stay on his feet there. Then he does switch the attack. There's a shot going downstairs, then he switches that left uppercut to the head, but this is the right hand again from a different angle. That was a cracking punch, hurtful shot, and then he switches downstairs. So it was good work from Eubank, bit of variety in there, working to the body and also the head.
There are people who would say that he caught him with a right hand flush there over the top, snapped the head back, but still didn't knock his opponent down. There are people who talk about his power, Richie, and maybe not having enough. What do you make of that argument?
I don't think there is an argument there, to be quite honest, because he's young. This is only his 6th contest. He's got the speed, and that power will come with improving technique. He's got to learn now to bring the opponent probably onto the shot and double up that power. It's very difficult to knock an opponent out who's moving away from you, because that weight is taken away. When he's coming towards you, that's when you have a better chance of actually knocking the opponent out. So it's just working on the technique and improving it in that area.
Yeah, speed is one thing, timing is something else, and power maybe comes with that. But he's getting better, isn't he, Eubank Jr., with every fight.
I mean, that's a super shot there. It's like a screw shot with that left hand, just changing the angle from the jab, you see, and it's catching Jonkus out every time. What I'd like to see now from that is maybe the right hand to follow through, make it a 2-punch combination through that guard.
We certainly listened to Ronnie Davis, a little more watchful behind that jab. Chris Eubank Jr. Does Tadas Jonkus have any answer at all here in Frederikshavn in Denmark? Because the overseas debut for Eubank Jr. is going pretty well at the moment.
Yeah, there's nothing coming back. Oh, another good right hand again from Eubank. There's nothing really coming back from Jonkus, is there? No real power. He's a sitting duck, he really is. He's got to move those feet and start using the ring a little bit more.
You could argue this is one of his easier matches so far. Eubank Jr. all tuning up for another big fight, another big night on October the 13th, live on Channel 5. It's certainly not a bad tune-up for him. But once again, he's catching Jonkus, goes to the body again. It was a good body shot, and another. Mixing it up really well, Richie.
Yeah, the writing's on the wall here. It's just a matter of time now. The referee's having a look, but Jonkus, he's doing well to keep on his feet here, because these are hurtful shots. There's a lot of power going in. Eubank's going for the finish here. This is excellent stuff.
Vicious right uppercut there. And he's decided that's enough here, the referee. And I think that's right, because when nothing's coming back and he doesn't have a chance, just stop the punishment, really.
Yeah, fair decision there by the referee, a good decision as well. And look at Chris Eubank Jr., he's not even out of breath. Now the sign of a quality boxer there, because he exerted a lot of energy there, but he's not even out of breath. That was everything, wasn't it? Power to the body, different shots to the head, different angles. That's a good performance.
Yeah, if you wanted to send out a statement, well, it's not a bad one. Of course, he'll be back October the 13th against stronger opposition, but this was very, very impressive.
Yeah, working downstairs, keeping his man on the ropes, good right hand there, and then backing his man up again. That was a super punch through the middle there. Jonkus, nothing coming back, trying to hold his guard very high, but the punches were getting through. Then he changed the angles with a couple of right uppercuts. Two went in there, that was super. Little left uppercut on the inside also. The referee had seen enough, and that was a good decision by the referee.
Yeah, I was going to say, excellent stoppage there from the referee, because you were sitting alongside me almost waving it off as just before it happened.
Yeah, I was literally waiting for the ref to jump in there, because why let the fella go on? He's just taking too much stick in there. And Eubank, for his first contest abroad, that's not too bad at all. Ronnie Davies will be very pleased with him in that corner.
Well, we're duty bound to say it is a work in progress with Chris Eubank Jr. But the job is being done pretty well.
In a name of hell, we have time of 2 minutes and 29 seconds in round number 3, when our referee in charge calls a halt to the contest. The winner by TKO. Let's hear it for Chris Eubank Jr.
I think Dad certainly enjoyed that. Clinical, excellent performance.
To Tadas Jonkus as well.
And a round of applause for the beaten Lithuanian fighter, but this is how it ended. Well, it was pure power. And let's hear now from a delighted winner.
Chris Eubank Jr., congratulations on the victory. How did you see the fight?
The fight went well. I went in there with the intention of stopping a guy. You know, some of these critics, they've mentioned that I might not have enough power in my punches, so I came out here to prove a point out here in Denmark, and I did my job.
Commentators thought that you reminded a bit about your father in style-wise. Is that something you do on purpose?
You know, it's in my DNA. I've got royal boxing blood coursing through my veins, so you know, it's nothing that's I'm not trying to copy anybody. That's just my style. That's how I do it. It's for the crowd, it's for me, you know, and the fans love it.
And let's say your father as well, the former champion senior. What do you think about his performance today?
Devastating. Calm, powerful, purposeful, and a very unique style. Never mind what I did, he has his own style. It may look like mine, so what? It works and it's entertaining, and that's what the public need.
You think he can be as good as you?
I think he's actually better than what I was when I was 6 fights unbeaten. So his potential is, well, I can't really measure it. So I think it's going to be special. So, I mean, in my view, the top of the bill tonight, Patrick, even now, at 6 fights, he will beat him. Even now. And that's just my observation as a former participant of this business. He's far superior to most of the guys on the scene, even at 6 fights.
Do you think you can knock out Patrick Nilsson?
I'd stop Patrick Nilsson within 4 rounds.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.